A minor lane violation in the middle of the night. A 23-year-old woman, confident that a 3-minute drive home after drinking is completely safe. She has no idea that this single compromise has just set off a chain of poor decisions with a very steep price.
North Shore Plaza for attack November.
How are you?
Good. I'm Officer Cuffner at the Street Police Department. The reason I stopped you, okay, was because the way you were driving, you were kind of all over the road. Is everything okay?
Was I? I feel like I was in my lane, but that's okay.
Yeah, no. So before the bridge, coming up on the bridge, you're in the bike lane, and then a little bit on the road too as well. You're kind of all over the road.
That's
everything
okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, everything's okay.
Okay. No medical conditions or anything?
No, we're going home.
Okay. Where's home?
My house is in Rio, right down the street, 5 minutes.
Okay. Have you been drinking tonight?
I drink a little bit, but not like, I'm not anything crazy.
No problem. How do you feel to drive?
I feel fine, or when I have drive.
And you
swear
said,
to God.
where are you at? Rio?
My house is literally 3 minutes down the road.
Okay.
I would never, ever drive if it wasn't, like, I couldn't drive.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask just for license, registration, insurance.
That's
okay?
fine. Go ahead. I've honestly never, ever been pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, like, if I am
You never been pulled over before?
No,
Okay.
ever. So if I am acting a little nervous, it's because I am.
Okay.
I've never been pulled over.
No.
Yes, sir.
Can I have you step out of the vehicle, please?
Of course. Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I have a son, so I'm just making...
So what we're going to do is we're going to stand back here, okay?
I have a phone after a song. Nothing ever in my whole entire life has mattered to me more than him.
Mm-hmm.
I would not drive drunk. So I honestly
if that's,
hope
okay,
I'm
if that's
not
what you
impaired.
say, if that's what you say,
No,
can I run you through field sobriety test and make sure you're
That's
safe to
fine,
drive? Okay.
please.
We're going to do them.
She admits to drinking, but remains confident behind the wheel because home is just around the corner. Instead of taking an easy way out, like calling a cab or asking a relative for a ride, she passes up her chance at a safe outcome and steps straight into a rigorous police investigation.
Over here. If everything looks good, then I can get you out of here.
That's fine.
I need to make sure you're safe to drive.
That's fine. That's okay.
So what we're going to have you do is we're going to go over there. With your eyes and your eyes only, you're going to stare at the blue light, okay? Do not move your head. Seems like you kind of know what the next one's about.
Straight line. I've never done it before.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to
I
demonstrate.
watch this, like, when I'm cooking, I'm like, who've been pulled over.
So do you see the very beginning of this
Yes,
line?
Yes, sir.
On this white line, you're going to stand with your left foot, right?
Left.
Put your left foot on the line. Yep. Right foot in front of your left heel to toe. You don't know this guy. This red SUV.
I have no clue who is this, but I'm a young girl. I am 23, and people be following me around, so I don't know what to tell you. I have no clue. Is it a guy or is it a girl?
Can you talk to him?
But don't ask me who this guy is.
No, we're just making sure because, like I said, I told you earlier,
I get all
like
nervous, like.
Hey, what are you doing?
So you don't know this guy at all?
No.
He just said he's friend. Who are they in the car?
I mean, I have my friend Ivan and my friend.
So is he friends with them?
I have no clue who the guy in the back name Steve is. It's not.
You tell him to leave.
Listen, I'm 23. I just started going out maybe 3 months ago because I left my son's father. So it's not like I'm new to going out, but kind of.
Instead of focusing on the sobriety tests to prove she's sober, she gets distracted by a passing car and repeatedly brings up her personal life. This lack of focus inadvertently becomes the strongest evidence against her.
So on that line, left foot in front, on the line, right foot in front of your left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And turn around, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does it have to be actually heel to toe? I'm kind of bad. I mean, I'm 190 pounds, so like.
Here, let's do the next task, okay?
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000.
Alright, stop.
18, 1,000.
Put your hands on your back. This hand arrest for DUI. Yep. these too tight for you?
No, it's okay. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult on anyone.
193, sir, 1715.
Can we please make
Well, let's
sure...
go.
Listen,
What's up?
can we please make sure we get my phone and my
Yeah,
purse
we are.
from the car?
I need you to walk to my car, okay? Do you have anything on you? I'm going to have a female deputy
No,
search you
sir,
at the
that's
jail,
okay. Even if
Over
you
here.
don't want to have one search me, I don't have anything on me at all, but I do need my phone and my purse.
We're going to grab it all, okay? You don't have any pockets on your dress or anything?
No, sir.
Okay, take a seat. Okay, I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to tell you this once. Do you have any drugs, any contraband before I take you to the jail? Because that's an additional charge.
No, sir.
Okay, so no drugs, no nothing.
Can you make sure...
Deciding to stop the tests midway is the point of no return. It forces the officers to shift from a roadside investigation to an immediate arrest. The situation escalates further as she faces one final warning before being booked into jail.
I do have my medical card. I'm sorry. I'm a mom. My son is everything to me. He was with my mom tonight. And I hate that I did this. But can you make sure, please? Because I don't want a felony added.
Take a deep breath. I want to work with you here. What do you want to do about the car?
I'm trying to be as... I mean, if we can leave it here and my mom will come get it in the morning.
Okay.
As long as I have my keys and she can come get me in my car.
Okay. All right.
Please, listen to me, please.
I know, I'm listening. Let me. That's why we're going one thing at a one. You worked with me, so I want to work with you.
I'm not trying to be bad in any kind of way.
They're going to have to get a ride. Because if we're leaving the car here,
but
they got to get a ride.
My son is my main concern.
Okay.
And my
Where is
mom,
he? Is he home alone?
I would never, ever. He's with my mom.
Okay.
He's safe and sound, but, like, will I be out in the morning to let my mom know, like, hey,
if you bail out,
I fucked up really bad.
If you bail out, yes.
As long as my son's taken care of, I don't care about anything else. Okay. My friends will make.
Would you like me to give her a call, or do you want to have that conversation when you get to the jail?
Please, I mean you
it's
can.
Up to you.
I will take full responsibility.
Because you can get a phone call at the jail. So
I didn't know I fucked up that bad. I had 2 tequila seltzers.
Okay.
And I don't go out, I don't drink that much. You can look at my record. I've never been pulled over my whole entire life.
We're gonna leave the car here.
So
Mom's gonna pick it up tomorrow morning.
I got my keys.
So they're gonna have to get a ride.
Can you please? You can't get my whole purse because actually I do have my med card, so I have my medical marijuana in there. That's fine. My phone and my keys.
And you want your purse as well?
But don't let them stay in my car, please.
We're getting them right home. Yeah.
Will you lock my car?
Yeah.
They're gonna stay here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can watch it right here from the window. We're gonna kick them out and we're gonna lock the door.
I'm so sorry. I never thought I'd do this in my life. I understand.
Hang tight for a second, okay?
We often treat minor conveniences as harmless exceptions, believing a short distance minimizes risk. But a single compromise surrenders control to a rigid process. When frustration replaces cooperation during a critical test, the final off-ramp vanishes, turning a brief lapse in judgment into an immediate arrest. An incredibly common traffic violation: expired registration. Normally, this would end in a few minutes with a simple citation. But today, this driver chooses a different path. How does a minor infraction escalate into such serious consequences?
Pop the window down for me.
That's hard to know.
Okay, I'm Officer Fenton Lake Stevens, police audio video recorded. The reason I stopped you is your tabs are expired. 2024. Any reason they're so far expired?
No, sir, I'm gonna videotape this for my safety.
Great, I am too. I need your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please. I need your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please. It's a lawful stop. You are required to identify yourself with all 3 documents. You have traffic infraction, and now that's a lawful detention. Now you need to give me your driver's license, registration, and your insurance. Are you going to provide me with your driver's license, registration, and insurance?
I'm traveling, sir. I'm traveling.
Great. That's awesome. I need your driver's license, registration, and your insurance.
I'm not.
It is obstruction for you not to provide that information for me.
I'm not doing anything like you.
Didn't ask. I need your driver's license, registration, and insurance. You need to identify yourself. Driver's license, registration, insurance. When my sergeant gets here, if you're not going to comply with that, we're going to break the window and pull you out of the car. We've got a traveler who doesn't want to give me any ID. And she's refusing to identify herself. So she doesn't need to. So she does. She's refusing to do so.
Car unlocked?
Nope.
Hi, ma'am. How are you? I'm Sergeant Heineman, so failing the ID is going to get you in jail.
I'm traveling, officer.
Okay. You're going to be traveling to jail if you don't identify yourself.
I'm not in a commercial vehicle. I'm not using a commercial purpose.
Okay. So driving is a privilege, not a right, and you have to identify yourself. And you have to identify yourself, or you're going to end up in jail for failing to identify. Okay, it's a misdemeanor. So either.
This is the driver's last off-ramp. The sergeant has made it clear. Driving is a privilege tied to legal obligations, not a natural right that allows her to refuse identification. Simply showing her ID would keep her out of handcuffs, but pseudo-legal freedom of movement theories are clouding her reality.
We can break this pretty little window, or you can provide some sort of identification of my partner here. And you can claim to sue. You can try to sue, or I can break the window, we can pull you out and go to jail. The crime is failing to identify, like I just explained. It's a misdemeanor, and it's going to end up with you in jail if you don't do that. And so this is your last chance, or else we're going to go that route.
What is your reasonable proof that I committed?
Have you provided my partner with identification? No. So failing to identify is that RCW, and that's the misdemeanor. And I can give you a business card if you want, so you can start. Huh?
I'd love that business card, yes.
Okay, so hop out of the car, and we'll cross that bridge when you want it. But as of now, you're under arrest for failing to identify. I can't hear if you're thinking I'm listening to whoever's talking on the phone. Okay, so I can't hear him if you're.
And he was saying that I have not committed a crime. I know I have.
You have. Failing to identify is that crime.
I'm not driving for a commercial purpose. I have traveled.
You're going to be traveling to jail. You're failing to identify. It's a misdemeanor. I provided you ample warnings to get out of the car and to cooperate, and you're not doing so. So if you're listening to your husband, he's giving you bad information.
What's your badge number?
133. You just took down my whole name.
His badge number is 133.
So you can tell your husband that I don't want to break your window.
Is your body cam recording?
It is. You see the red light there? That is recording. Yeah. Your husband's not here, and he's not the reason why we're pulling you over. I'm going to give you one last chance to cooperate, and if you don't, then the window's going to get broken, and we're going to end up taking you to jail. If he's talking to expect me to listen to him, I cannot hear him. Okay.
Faced with an ultimatum, the driver chooses to trust bad legal advice from her husband over the phone. Listening to an outsider who isn't there to see the reality of the situation closes her final window for negotiation, directly leading to physical arrest.
So, ma'am, I'm going to explain to you one more time. If you do not cooperate, you're going to end up going to jail for failing to identify.
Why not? I give you my identity.
Failing to identify yourself on a legal traffic stop is a misdemeanor crime. I'm going to end up breaking your window. The car's going to end up getting towed. You're going to end up in jail. I need to give me identification. And you can go ahead and roll the window all the way down. You can go ahead and hang up the phone, too, because you're an adult. You can handle this by yourself without your husband. You done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
It's 1914-1, resisting with code 4, negative on the air.
I'm at the Arco on 9. I-9. Where are you taking me, sir?
Jail.
Where? Which one?
We'll tell you in a second. You're the adult. We'll talk to you.
I would
You're
like
here.
my phone and my purse.
Do you give me permission to access your vehicle, get your phone and your purse?
I do give you.
Didn't ask for that.
I would like my purse and my phone.
So this is
Steven.
Going from total control over her vehicle and journey, the driver now has zero autonomy. Every action, even grabbing her smallest personal item, now requires police permission. It's the cost of choosing confrontation over cooperation.
why I'm talking to you, ma'am. If you give me permission to get these things for you, I will happily do so.
I give you permission to get my phone and my purse and backpack, please.
Say it one more time.
I give you permission to get my phone and my purse
Where
and
is your
backpack. It's on the
dash?
dashboard.
Okay.
Yep.
You can hang out here so you can watch what I'm doing for you,
Yeah, I
okay?
like that.
Phone, giving it to my partner, and what else? Gray bag, black bag?
Black bag, that black bag, and then I have a green purse.
Black bag, green purse. Okay, is there anything valuable in this backpack? Because the jail might not take that.
Oh.
Because it's too large.
Okay, just my green purse then. It's
The floorboard?
It might have fallen down. Yeah, it's kind of.
Can we go around to the other side so I don't have to climb over?
You can, but you might need to unlock.
It looks unlocked. Let's
All right.
walk you over there.
Okay. Okay. Look, you can put it on me. Okay, that's a little weird.
Do you have keys for this?
Actually, can you take it off? I can't have that.
Do you want it forward?
Yes, that's better.
Cool.
Are
Are there keys for this?
there are, but
Oh,
are
it is.
they?
Yep. I'm actually going to have my other partner search you. So she's here. You mind doing a search for me? I appreciate you. This is Officer Van Cook. She's going to search you incident to arrest, okay?
1914. Next rotational for a tow.
No. Yeah, I have a t-shirt on and a bra, and I have an EMF device around my neck. It looks kind of funny, but it helps. What's going on with this? Radiation. Oh, I was moving today. It's a moving belt.
Okay. Does it come off?
Yeah.
That off. Back pocket be there?
I don't think so.
All right, I'm gonna just take the hat off, make sure nothing in here. All right, back of my hand.
Can I have my belt back on, please?
I didn't take, the moving belt?
Yeah.
Once we get through with this. Okay, is it a regular bra or sports bra? Thick this.
Regular bra.
Okay, all right, so back of my hands. Okay, do you want it slide out of your way at all with the hat?
I like it kind of split in the back and coming forward in my hood. Like when I'm wearing a hood, does that make sense? Like kind of part it in the back and bring some hair forward on my right and hair forward on my left, and then I push my hood up. And then other side, and then kind of scrunch my hood up a little bit.
Okay. $16 in cash.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Go right
Are
over
you
this way.
guys gonna take good care of my items?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have the car towed. Is that what you're asking?
No, I mean my
Of your purse?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything that can go with you is gonna go with you to the jail. And then they'll book it in there.
Yeah, they're tight, actually.
Are they?
They're way too tight. They're very tight.
Let me kind of see. So I can get my whole finger through here, and that means that.
Have it on this side because it's
Yep,
tighter on
same,
this side.
same. So
Okay.
maybe if you rotate your wrist, because they're an oval shape. Okay, so he'll be with you in just a second.
A minor administrative issue offers a simple, low-stakes resolution. But when pseudo-legal theories override reality, a routine interaction quickly spirals. By repeatedly rejecting clear warnings and ignoring multiple off-ramps, a driver transforms a fixable ticket into a criminal arrest. This pattern reveals how easily control is lost when ideological defiance replaces basic cooperation.